Well, hey guys, how's everyone? I hope y'all doing well. Disclaimer, do not do anything that you see me doing in this video. It's totally unsafe, and with that said, always be safe with what you're doing, especially when running power saws. We are up on the roof of the shop. I just had to get this top out of this hickory off the top of the building. Didn't realize how bad it was hung up in the cedar tree that it was hung up in. It was a task getting it yanked down off of there, but we got it done. This first little branch I cut off of it is actually still laying on the building as we speak, but it's one of the first things I plan on doing tomorrow is hooking a strap to it and pulling it down and out of the tree as well. But this biggest section, we got it on the ground, successfully got it cut up, and all the brush piled up. And this vine, it's not as big and as bad on this tree as it was the red oak. It has made doing this a complete and utter nightmare. Whatever it is, what it is, but not fun. This whole deal's kind of been a nightmare. It's just totally unexpected, but it could always be worse. I'll just go ahead and warn you, I do hang this saw up a little bit. Had to unbolt it from the bar and leave the bar and chain in the log until I pulled it down to the ground. And then like I never got it out of the tree. Kind of worried the $150 bar and a brand new EXL chain with one grind on it, but both are fine. They're back on the saw. Didn't hurt it at all. I was really worried about bending up that new $150 lightweight bar, but it's all good. Everything's okay. This tree here hard as a rock. That old red oak, with their hard wood, it cut like butter compared to this hickory though. Just some damn good firewood, but I thought I'd narrate a little bit over this. Not sure what I'll talk about, but thought I'd talk a little over it so it wasn't so damn boring. About to hang it up here. It would not budge. It was in there pretty good, and you'll have to forgive all the foliage in your face there. It's been hot, sweaty. That wasn't good. Little Echo CS 4910 to the rescue. This saw honestly probably makes as much power, if not a little more, than that stock 362 or muffler modded 362. Which then again, I don't know how well it would handle a full-blown 3/8 24-inch bar either. It's 20 on this. It is 325, but it's got a very aggressive grind on it, and it carries it well. Kind of holds its own for a little 50cc saw. Probably one of my favorite saws I've built, honestly. It weighs like 10 pounds, I think, with the bar and chain on it. I could be off on that, but it is a very lightweight saw. Very snappy, very, very fast, very powerful. Like I said, probably one of my favorite saws I've built. Mainly, I'm just trying to get a bunch of this crap out of my face so I can get over to the log and cut it off a little closer to the building. What happened on the 362, it was spreading open, you could see, but when it got down to where it was ready to break, it just kind of pushed back and pinched my bar. Once I got the tree off of the building, I got my bar and chain out successfully and they were not hurt. That's a good thing, but you can see this thing just chewing right through that. It's a pretty good section there. The bar is probably about all but buried in it. That is a 20-inch setup on this saw. It's not a 16, like you see a lot of them come with. But I didn't get a lot of the jerking the tree down with the truck. I was in and out of it a lot, and you really can't see a whole hell of a lot about what's going on. I started off with the Harbor Freight 4-ton come along, and we'll just say the tree won. We snapped it, so I have to take it back. I just bought it last weekend, but that's just fine. Give this truck hell. We've been very rough on it since we've had it. All it's done is do some kind of work, haul something, pull on stuff. I've had this truck January made 13 years. It's hard to beat. But I think this clip here may be about all of the yanking on the tree with the truck.
Bringing the building with it.
My mother-in-law was watching me basically to make sure I didn't kill myself out there on top of the building or fooling with this tree. And it's the next day here, honestly, I think. I pulled out a little Husqvarna 440. I really hadn't ran it in forever. I had switched over to that. Some of you guys might remember I'd got a Samira 16-inch lightweight bar 325 set up. That's an out-of-the-box Archer chain. It has not been touched. Made a pretty good difference putting it on this saw. Well, I don't know. It's been a while since I ran it, but for what it is, it was doing pretty good. I think these are like 40.9 cc's. I bought this saw new like 7 years ago. Video on the channel and we doing like a little review on it. I was cutting up some walnut. I think it's been 4 years ago, but as far as a long form video, I think that's my most viewed video. Like 60,000 views, I think. Right at it, last I looked, it was like 59,000 and some change. And it's just me cutting up some firewood with this thing, doing a little narration, but damn if this was not a mess. Once we pulled it off of the roof, the span of the top of the tree reached from still the top of the building all the way over to the back porch of the house. I knew there was a lot of it hung up in the tree, the big cedar beside of the garage, but I had no idea it was that in depth. Just a freaking mess. But on a positive note, the insurance guy came by. I'd already mentioned it in a little video. I've done his assessment on everything, and I think we're going to come out pretty good on it. Should be able to get everything fixed back just like it was before. That's a good thing. I think they're going to reimburse me for the tree cleanup as well. And that's a good thing as well. Give a little bit of extra money back. But we'll just have to see. Today's Wednesday. He said by like the middle of next week that we should have everything said and done and closed out, hopefully. But again, this has been an awesome little saw. It's been a couple years. I tore it down and ported it. Not a whole lot you can do with these. Most of you've seen how transfers are made. This is one saw that I would normally preach against not raising the exhaust roof on, but from what I remember, this 440 had a really, really low roof. I don't really remember the numbers or where it was set at, but I do know that I did raise the exhaust roof on this, and yes, it did give up a little bit of compression, but it really wasn't a whole heck of a lot. I did put a gauge on it before and after, but you know, it did lose a little, but the saw picked up substantially from where they were at stock. I've got videos of it all over the channel, stock, muffler modded, you know, full-blown ported, and you know, for a little 40cc saw, it's pretty respectable, really. It'll kick the shit out of a stock one. Been a good one. really had no complaints. One of the few saws I've ever bought new. Just a handful, I guess, but none of this is real big wood. We did get into some stuff a little bigger. Like I uploaded a little short earlier today of me cutting up pretty good size section with my 372 kit saw. We get it out a little bit. I hadn't ran it in forever either. Just so many damn saws, it's kind of hard to find time to run them all. This one I ended up dulling the chain on it, so I'll probably go back and see it. I get some power back in the shop. I've been running an extension cord from the house all the way back to my chain grinder and a couple of lights. So I could grind a few chains to get some different saws out, but we ended up kind of dulling that one. But I'd cut a bunch of wood with it before. I had this barn chain set up on another saw, and I cut a little bit of wood with it. Chain was due sharpening anyway. No big deal. Like I was saying, there was a piece of cedar or something. I don't know. Just you can see, it's just a freaking mess. The vines and everything just takes for freaking ever to clean things up. I cut the wood into rounds, and then when I go back to pick the rounds up, I have to strip the vines off of it. Then once it's all done, got to rake up the foliage and the vines and everything that's left, and take it and stack it. I've honestly just been piling it all up around the property line out back. That's about all I can do with it for now. I do plan on buying a good wood chipper. We bought one from Harbor Freight a couple years back, and it was... Some stuff you get there's good, and other stuff's just not so good. Ended up taking that thing back. Just wasn't very good at all, but... I pulled the tree down one evening. I cleaned most of it up. Another evening, and then this evening we got it finished and all of it cleaned back up about right. It was the insurance inspector showed up. He was a super cool dude. I'm gonna end up a lot better than I thought I was on it, so that's always a good thing. I understand if people skip through this or don't want to watch it all, it's boring as shit. I just ain't got a whole lot to talk about. This is about all we've had going on, honestly. And to be honest with you, I'll be glad when it's all over. I'm going to pull that last branch off the front of the shop tomorrow. The tree going across the back of the building's not really that big. It's not really got anything damaged. What I would like to do is get that last one off the front of my shop, get it cleaned up, shouldn't take long, and I'll probably start over with a little tool shed, I think, and see if I can get maybe the front pulled off of it, and then the front pulled off of the big building, and we'll go from there. Main thing will be get the tree out of it and get all the broke pieces out of it, and see where we're at. The roof's kind of sunk down from the very center truss to the front, so not a good thing. I'll show all of that, and I think should be a video before this, maybe two, but this might be about the last piece that I cut with this little saw. Might cut one more. Don't really remember. When I get the other saw out, I think I had a caption, but yeah, we'll just have to see. But the chain I had on that, when we get to the 372, the chain on that thing just stupid aggressive. It was way too aggressive to cut. really hard wood with. It was chattery and jerky, but that saw's a torque monster. It's a 50 millimeter build, but here we go. 50 millimeter build. I left the exhaust reef like at 105 on it, and it had quite a bit of machine work done. It was a cylinder I'd ported before on another build. It actually come off at 365 that we done like the hog the hell out build on, or hog the hell out versus machine work or whatever it was. But this cylinder that came off with it was, just cheap Farmertec unit. Quite a bit of machine work. It's not the hog the hell out cylinder, but it originally come off of that saw. But done some machine work to it and just kind of left the exhaust reef where it fell. I was like, well, what the hell? Let's just see how it runs. And it ain't no screamer, but it revs out pretty good. And with this stupid aggressive chain, it handles it well. I don't get into any real big wood here, but we get into some stuff to where you can just see how powerful the saw is. It's an awesome work saw. If you got a chain set up properly, the 28 or 32 just would not be an issue with it at all. But this chain here is one that had just set up stupid aggressive for like cookie cutting, and you probably hear it. Tell just how aggressive they are usually, but I don't know that I'm going to leave it that way. I'm kind of wanting to go like cookie cutter out with this saw, just because I don't know when we'll get to that or when we'll even get to any other saw builds. I've had some people say they were going to send me saws, but yet to receive them. I don't know what's up with that, but if I tell someone usually I'm going to do something, I do something, but right now, they would probably have to sit for a little bit anyway if they got here, but this stuff was actually before the tornado incident, but I've had that happen a lot over the years. Some people, when you give them a price, my work's pretty cheap, or my porting and machining or whatever is pretty cheap compared to other people, and I don't know, it just seems like people don't want to pay for anything. Basically what I get's about just wear and tear on my tooling and what cartridge rolls and stuff I use, but people don't even want to pay that, it seems. But I never intended to get into it, to do a bunch of saws for people anyway, but you do get emails, people wanting you to do stuff. I've done a lot on the channel, met a lot of people through working on saws and doing things. It's been a hell of a ride so far. Channel's grown to a point I never thought it would. We should be easily at 10,000 subs by, I'm going to say, by the end of summer. I'm just judging by my sub count right now, but you can upload one video that changes that. That's just the way it is. It's crazy. I got one video with over 4 million views. It's made like a whopping $10. That's crazy. Those shorts don't pay as well as we thought they were going to, I guess. But yeah, you can kind of tell here how aggressive this is. I understand if this video again is just boring as shit, but thought I'd talk a little bit over it. Like I said, didn't really have a whole hell of a lot to talk about. This is about all that's went on. Seen everybody had a good time that went to Hopper Stock and Tazapalooza. Mother Nature hit us here. It just kind of made going to Hopper's deal it just kind of wasn't in the cards for us. But maybe we'll make it something eventually. But Looked like a lot of cool people went. Looked like everybody had a great time, but I was here dealing with this nightmare, so it is what it is again. I don't think we got a whole lot left on the timeline here. A couple little clips. This would probably be a good place for me to quit running my mouth because I'm boring you guys to death anyway. As always, thank everybody for watching. Welcome to all the newcomers. We appreciate the thumbs up or anything you do. Anyway, you guys have a good one. This shit is never ending. A good little pile of hickory to go on their load of oak. Pretty big pile of hickory once I get it out of the building. But I think that's the last few pieces of brush that once it pulled down out of them trees, it went plumb through the fence over there. This sucks. I'll get it all eventually. It's been a long evening, but we're making progress.